Hi folks, I'm at a loose end today, so I thought I'd dig one of the old lawnmowers out. This is one I got in exchange for that red hater that I cleaned up, as you remember in one of my previous lawnmower videos. And this has come to me. It's an electric start McCulloch lawnmower, 4045 PDE, whatever that means. And let's see if we can find out what's wrong with it. Right, well, it's in a bit of a state. It actually come with the blade sitting on top like that, so I'm presuming something may be wrong underneath, or maybe it's hit a rock or something. Apparently it's got a battery or a key start. It didn't come with the key, and I don't even think the battery is actually on here. I'm not sure. I don't know anything about these. I've never looked at one of these with a battery start, so let's have a little look around it and see what we can find. Right, well, I have noticed that it's actually got a full tank of fuel, as you can probably see there. It doesn't smell all that great, to be honest with you, but that's that. Pushing the primer bulb, nothing seems to be happening there. There's a cable there. I'm not too sure, as I say, that I would imagine would be for the battery. If we look up here, we've got a speed control. And on the back there, I think this is where you insert some sort of key. I'm not sure, but I haven't actually got that. It's obviously a power drive unit, so you've got the two levers up there. It come with the blade off, so let's just have a little shufty underneath. And as you can see, there's the boss, and straight away I can see two bits of aluminium which appear to be broken off there. I would imagine that the blade would sit on that, and I've got the blade here, and as you can probably see, the blade's got a couple of holes there, which would indicate to me that two pins are supposed to be sitting on there. And I would suggest that this lawnmower has hit something hard. It's broke the safety lugs off there, and as a result of that, probably come to a standstill. And what we may find when we get this top cover off is that underneath the flywheel key underneath is probably sheared, and that's probably why it wouldn't have started afterwards. I wouldn't have thought. I've not tried starting it. So I'm going to get some tools out and let's start stripping it down and see what we can find. So I'll see you in a minute. Right, okay, then we've taken the cover off now. As I say, the fuel smells a bit stale, to be honest with you, but I will be changing that anyway. I'll just be using that as like a cleaning fluid. Now, there's obviously the starter motor mechanism. Let me show you. As you can see there's some sort of starter motor there, and some sort of switch mechanism down there. I don't know exactly what that is yet. I haven't seen a wiring diagram for these, so I don't fully know exactly how they work for the moment. Here's the flywheel. I'm going to pull that plug cap off just in case, you never know, dear. It seems to be turning over okay, but the only way I'm going to really know whether or not the flywheel key is sheared is I've got to take this little cup off there so that I can actually see whether or not the woodruff key on the shaft, to see whether that has moved or not. We may be lucky, but I'm anticipating that the woodruff key is going to be broken, so I'm going to have to undo this nut now and take this cap off, and we'll have a look underneath. But looking around it, as you can probably see, it's just very, very dirty. And obviously the carb will probably need a removal. I don't know how long the petrol's been in this thing, so it's probably got dirty fuel in there, and modern fuel tends to corrode quite a lot. The actual gear going around that is actually a plastic gear. Look at that, look, on an aluminium. It's obviously just pressed onto that aluminium wheel. That's for the starter motor there. But as I say, I won't look into that for the moment, and we'll just concentrate on taking this off and having a look under there to see if the key's sheared. Right, well, I've just cracked this with a breaker bar now because I haven't got my air gun here. Jimmy's got that down his unit, and I may have seen the last of that. Right, okay, so I've got that off now, the little cut there, and it doesn't look like the key is sheared. Let me show you. As you can see, that's it located there. I'm not too sure whether or not it's just moved a little bit, I'm not sure, but I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt at the moment because everything's turning over freely and there's no sign of that key shearing at all. I have had them like this before where they've slightly moved off centre and that's enough to make it kick back, but I'm not going to disturb that at the moment, so we can just go ahead first of all and just give all this a blowout and a clean out so we can see exactly where we are. Then I'll remove the carb, give the carb a clean, and then we'll see if we can try and get this thing running after I've put the blade back on. Right, I've given it a bit of a clean down there, and as you probably see there, that's the air filter on it. Look, it's obviously not been changed for quite a long time, I would imagine, and that sort of thing makes a lawnmower run very rough and rich, and the problem with that is that it just shows it's been poorly serviced. And I've just been having a little look around here, and I've found what I think is the battery box. So if I just undo this little screw here, as you can see, because we've got these wires going inside there, and if I just lift this up, I don't know whether or not that's going to show me anything at all, but oh, here we go. Well, we've got another one there, yeah, it looks like there's another screw down the back there. It looks like this is the cover for the battery. So there we go, there's that one out. So hopefully, oh, here we go. If we lift that up, there we go, there's the battery. Now I don't know whether or not that's going to be any good or not, but it's worth me taking it out. There's only two little spade connectors on there, as you can see. As I say, I'm presuming this is going to be totally flat, but we will put it on charge to see if we can get anything out of it. And as you can see, the belt down there is also intact, so that gives me a little bit more room to play with now, just to get rid of all this rubbish around here and also around here. That's the starter motor there. It doesn't look like the wiring's been played about with, so I'm naturally assuming that nothing's been touched here. All I'll do for the moment is just give it a clean up, put that battery on charge, but at least we can still start it with the pull cord. So now I've got that off, I'm just going to have a little bit more of a clean up around here, and I'll see you in a minute. Right, okay then, I've given it a bit more of a clean up now. I've actually lubricated this starter motor gear as well, just with some WD-40 for the moment, just to make sure everything's running smooth. It was a bit rusty on the shaft there. And also this thing that I saw sticking up, which I was unsure of earlier on, I would presume now looking at that, that's probably the charger port for you to plug in and charge up. So I haven't got a charger for it, but it's only a 12 volt charger, like a battery charger I've got in there. So I'm charging it up in there, and yeah, I mean, everything looks like it's okay. So what I'm going to do now basically is just turn the unit around, get the carb off, give the carb a clean up, and literally change the plug probably, or we take the plug out and have a look at it, check the oil level, and put it back together, put the blade on, and we'll see if we can get it a pull start, and if it does, happy days. All we've got holding it on is two bolts there from the manifold, one there and one round the back there. Looks quite awkward to get to, mind you, but we'll do that, we'll get it sorted. And there's also two springs there, both are attached to the governor arm. So all I'll do, I won't touch the governor arm, I'm going to presume that that's set okay, and I'm just going to undo these two manifold bolts, and yeah, hopefully take the carb off, and we'll get that float bowl off and turn it upside down and have a look what sort of state the jets are in. So I'm going to do that now. Right, okay, I've given it a good little blow off now. As you can see, it's nice and clean, but we don't know what's happening inside it. So what we're going to have to do is take the float bowl off, have a look underneath, take the float out, get the jets out, have a little look, see what sort of condition they're in, and basically take it from there. So I've got to undo this big nut at the bottom. Right, so let's, yeah, look at that, it wasn't even tight, look. Don't know whether that's a good or a bad sign, to be honest with you. Let's just undo that. Again, you've got holes in this, so we've got to make sure that all that's clean as well. And just remove that float bowl there. Let's get a bit of tissue. A cloth, just put that little bit of petrol. Well, there is some staining in there, as you can probably see, not too much, with a little bit of crap floating about in there, so I'm going to have to give it a clean out. Just get that old smelly petrol out of there for the moment. Wipe that over. As I say, with this new petrol, with all these blinking additives in and all that, and it doesn't seem to do the vehicles any good if you leave fuel stuck in them over the winter period, for example. So the rubber seal again looks to be okay. Now ideally you'd change this, but I haven't got one, so I'm gonna have to reuse that. And then pull that pin out for the float. Leave that there. The float then lifts off with the little needle valve underneath it, which again looks in very nice condition. I must say, it doesn't look like there's any wear on that whatsoever. I don't think it warrants a deep clean with the ultrasonic cleaner, so I'm preliminarily just gonna give it a good blowout, squirt some carb clean on it, and clean that jet out there. Again, the carb cleaner tends to do so much good for clearing stuff out. Again, that carb cleaner tends to take off all varnish build up or whatever. Really good stuff. Right, so without going too much into detail, this carb looks in pretty good condition really. I'm happy just giving it a clean with some carb clean. If it did look really cruddy inside, I would have actually taken everything apart and put it in the ultrasonic cleaner. So I'm just going to put this back together now, exactly the same as you see me take it apart, and I'll see you in a minute. Right, okay, got the carb back on. I've put the top bolt back on with the nut, and what I'm doing now is I'm going to take the spark plug out and see what we're looking at just before obviously that it broke down, and see what sort of condition it was in. So because it looks like it's had a bash, I would presume that the spark plug may be alright, although the air filter, as I said to you, was dirty. So we'll only know when we take it out and have a look. Well, it doesn't look too bad. It is a little bit on the black side, but I mean, as I said to you, that's to be expected. There isn't any real signs of any breakdown, I would imagine, so I'm going to probably just leave that in for the moment, because obviously if it has still got a fault, we'd like to recreate the fault with the original gear in. So there we go. I'm just going to nip that back up again, and one thing I've got to do as well is to make sure that I put in the dipstick on the other side. I've got that plugged off at the moment. Again, as this is dual start, I won't need the battery, and I've just given the exhaust manifold just a little quick squirt of heat resistant paint just to make it look a bit better. Just nip them up. You don't have to go too tight with them. Only small bolts in an aluminium head. Right, that's got to go over the top of the pull cord, and that then goes over there for the moment. And there's some lugs there where that fits into, which is good. As I say, I'm not too sure if we're going to get any joy out of this mower, because apparently this has been sitting outside literally for years, and The reason why it looks like it's fared pretty well is because the deck's made out of plastic. So I can't put that on yet until I get the petrol tank back on. I'll just give that a quick wipe down first of all. These plastic tanks do have a tendency to split, and they can be quite expensive. I suppose that's everything. They tend to go on the seams. These they sort of come apart, or they break down on the seams, and without trying to plastic weld it, the only way to deal with it is to fit a new tank, or a replacement tank should I say. I think with certain lawnmowers they have come up with a slightly different idea for a replacement. I can't remember what lawnmower that's for, to be honest with you, but that's another story. Just put that clip back on. Easier said than done. Always tricky to get back on these clips. Right, okay, that's that on. That then drops over the top of our dipstick. Let's just see what that oil level's like. Not actually on the dipstick, so I'm going to probably need to put some oil in there. Let's just try that again. Yeah, so that's going to need a little drop of oil. Right, okay then, she's back together. Exhaust manifold's gone back on. I've put the cover on, just give that a quick coat of paint as well. I've put the blade on, give that a sharpen as well. All I've got to do now, I've had to top the oil up as well, as I told you. All I've got to do now is put some petrol in it, and hopefully she may fire up. I'm not sure. So let's just put a bit of juice in it. Right, how much is in there? Yep, it's coming up there. That should be enough in there. And put the petrol cap back on. Well, we'll put it down and let's try and give it a start anyway. Right, okay. Now, all we've got is a slow and a fast run on it. That wants to go back in its holder. Like that. Let's put that on slow speed first of all. Again, I don't know whether that priming bulb's working. Priming bulb doesn't appear to be working. Let's try it on full throttle. Well, not sure quite what's happening there. I think it's possibly fuel. So I'm not too sure whether or not that primer bulb's working or not. If not, I'll just give it a squirt of Easy Start in the air intake. Just try it again. Right, try that. Right, got a bit more investigation to do. I'll see you in a minute. Right, well, I'm going to see if we got a spark first of all, but first of all, you've got to call in the cavalry. Come on, baby. Come on. Stand here and wait here. Say hello to everyone while you're there. I've just got to go and get something. Right, you stay around this side. I want you to lift the handle up and pull when I tell you. Right, hold on. I just want to see if we got spark, that's all. Right, just pull the handle up and turn the engine over. Yep. Go on. Go on. Hold on for a minute. Try again. Not, oh, wait. Not so viciously. Go on. Silly me, baby. I think we was pulling the wrong handle. I think that one we pulled forward, like on normal lawnmowers, I think that's the motor one. I've just traced the cables out, so now I'm going to pull the back one up and try the back one. Come here, let me have a go, love. Right, try this. Well, we got it running. Just shows you, different lawnmowers have different controls, baby. It wasn't me, was it? Come here.
Me.
Come here. That started first tug. Once we pulled the right lever, baby.
There's no we.
Unbelievable. Right, as you can see, it's revving up right at the moment. That's obviously a problem with the governor control, I would imagine. You never know what other people have done with it, played about with it or whatever. It sounds a treat. So I'm going to do that now. Set the governor.
You cut the grass?
No, I'm not going to cut the grass, baby. This might be your new lawnmower. Yeah?
Whatever.
Self-drive. It goes along.
Oh, yeah. I had one of them given to me.
Yeah, well, you've got another one now. That started first pull. Anyway. See what I mean? I don't read the manuals, baby.
Has Gary sold you a self-drive one?
No, he hasn't. I don't think so, anyway.
Oh, it's not here.
No, it's in the it's in the portal cabin over there. It's in the polytunnel. Right, we're going to go now. I'm so happy that we got that going and it went first time. It's the back handle, not the front one. The back one does all the safety switches and everything. I didn't look at that. I just naturally assumed that it was the front one. Anyway, there you go. It does go. I'm just going to mess about with the governor, get it running smoothly. You've been here for long enough, eh?
I don't want to be messed about with.
I'm not going to mess about with you, baby.
Messing about with the governor.
You're messing about with the governor, me. So I'll see you later.
Bye-bye.
And we'll see you in the next video. And until then, bye for now.
Bye.
I told you it was that.